Underwater. So, Underwater follows a group of scientists who are at the bottom of the ocean. And after an earthquake destroyed the laboratory, they go out and they try to find out what caused it. Meanwhile, little did they know, I meant to say, that they encountered some very sinister, terrifying looking creatures. Now, this is January. January, yet again, it's a January movie, and January, for those who are not movie who are not movie fanatics, who's not into criticism or anything. January is traditionally the month where Hollywood or the film industry dump a lot of garbage movies, a lot of shit movies, like terrible, god awful movies in the month of January, and they usually or commonly horror movies, like this one, because there is horror, because there is a bit of horror in this movie. But I have to say, this is actually a really good January movie. I'm not lying. It's not bullshit. It's true. This is a really good January movie. I just wish, like, I kind of wish there was. I just want just one January, maybe next year, maybe 2021, I don't know, but maybe somewhere down the line in the future, we get a January where there's no where Hollywood doesn't dump their shit. It's actually a good month. But I don't think there's gonna be a movie or a time or a year that's gonna break that curse. Kristen Stewart. So this movie stars Kristen Stewart, and Kristen Stewart is she's fucking phenomenal. She's great. Her acting, it's all great. It's great in this movie. And a lot of people shit on Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. Pretty much anyone who was in Twilight, they shit all over them. They gave them shit, and I feel like that's not fair, and they should just back off. Because Kristen Stewart, like I said, she's fucking talented. She's amazing. Like she's a really great actress, and I just feel like when people think about her or Robert or that other guy, Tyler, whatever his name is, I feel like I don't really know much about Tyler, but when it comes to Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson, I feel like they are really, they are genuinely great actors, and people only see them as Twilight. But anyway, she's great, and also I also thought Victor Cassel, is that how you pronounce his last name? He was in I do remember, I don't watch a lot of movies with him in it, but the last movie I saw with him in it was Black Swan, which I watched back in October as my Halloween collection movie horror marathon thing, whatever. And it's really funny. The funny part is that first he played a teacher. He was a teacher in the funny part is that he was a teacher in Black Swan, and in this movie Underwater, he's a captain. He's the captain of this group of scientists, of this group. And so I don't usually do this. I I don't usually do this, but when I feel like it, if I want to, after I watch a movie, I really after I watch a movie, I typically look it up. I look up the movie. If I enjoy the movie. If I hate the movie, then like The Grudge, I don't look it up. I don't look the movie up. But if there's a movie that I really like, that I really enjoy, it's highly entertaining, I feel very positive about the movie, then yeah, I'll look it up, do my research, and see all the talent and all the effort that's put into this amazing, this amazing piece of cinema, this amazing piece of movie. And that's exactly what I did. I looked this movie up, and what really surprised me and what really got me confused was that this movie was supposed to. Well, I don't know if it's supposed to come out 2017. I don't know if it's supposed to come out in 2017, but the production began back in 2017. But then for some unknown reason, they finished production, and then for some unknown reason they skipped 2018 and 2019. They skipped all the way to 2020, this year, January 2020, to be released. I don't know. For some unknown reason it was pushed back. I don't know, maybe it has something to do with Disney purchasing Fox, or maybe it's some other reason, but I don't know why. I don't know why the reason is. It's for some unknown reason. Production began back in 2017, and it came out 2020. But anyway, I don't know if there was some kind of studio meddling or interfering going on, but I don't know shit, and I don't want to get into it. I'm not here to talk about what goes behind the movie. I'm not here to talk about the movie what goes behind the movie. I'm here to talk about the movie itself. So, anyway, I thought the humor did not work at all. Pretty much all the humor are coming from T.J. Miller, who, by the way, listen, I have nothing against T.J. Miller. I have no beef with him. I don't hate him as an actor. I thought he was really funny and really good in Deadpool, in the Deadpool movies. Well, the first one more than the second one, but still, he was really funny and talented. It was really funny in those movies. But I think maybe it's because he was under under another director's. He was under another director, but I don't know why. But the humor, I don't know why. It's strange. It's strange, I thought he was funny in those movies, in the Deadpool movies, but in this movie, I didn't laugh at any jokes. I didn't laugh at any humor. I was like, that's the only thing. That's the only sound effect I made. Just that's the only thing I made at the humor. Like, just really, like, seriously, like, really, seriously, did you just seriously say that? But the humor didn't work, and I feel like this movie is more situational than characterization, because what I mean by that is that there are certain movies out there. There are certain types of movies out there, and I feel like this movie is more situational driven than situational plot driven than character driven, because there's like no character develop because one of my issues with this movie, and yeah, by the way, I enjoy this movie. This is a really good movie, but like, come on, it's not a perfect movie. It's not a masterpiece like it should get nominated for an Oscar. No, no, I don't think. No, it's far below that. Pun. Um, but I can't believe I made that pun. Anyway, or my attempt of it. But anyway, but in all seriousness, I feel like this movie, there's like little to almost no character development in this movie. Like, well, I mean, there are moments where characters get to breathe, get to sit down, like literally, like sit down or stand up, whatever they want. They get to they get to relax, they get to take off their helmet, they get to breathe, and they get to talk about their lives. Meanwhile, while also trying to further the plot, while also further and continuing the plot, like like one character's trying to do something, that the plot requires. Meanwhile, someone else is talking about their life, like, oh, I have a daughter. Like, this is not what actually happens in the movie. This is not what actually happens in the movie. But, like, for example, like, someone is trying to get something, like, for example, someone's trying to do something in this movie. Meanwhile, someone's like talking about, oh, I have a daughter, she's like, I don't know, 14 years old, 4 months old, whatever. They're trying, they talk a little bit about their past, this just like tiny bits of, there's like tiny bits of character development, characterizations, but for the most part, if not completely, if not all of it, this is a plot. This is a plot-driven movie. Let me see if I missed out on anything in my notes. Yeah, because like I said, there's like little characterizations, because all of our characters, there's little to no development, because our characters are being thrust into a situation and they have to find a way to get out or get into or to further along, just to find a way. So anyway, that's pretty much and also one thing I forgot to mention is that, yes, this movie is heavily derivative. I hope pronounced Hopefully I pronounced that word right. Derivative. Like from other movies, from other obvious movies. Like a group of group of people who are isolated, who are alone, who are isolated, and they're inside this harsh environment, and there's some kind of creature or unknown force and they're all getting killed one by they're all getting killed one by one. Classic horror movie. It's like I said, it's heavily derivative. It's heavily derivative. The one movie that of course pops in my mind is Ridley Scott's Alien. But there's also other movies, like I got a little bit of Life 2, a movie that starred Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Ferguson, and Ryan Reynolds. But I'm pretty sure the obvious one is Alien. But anyway, that's pretty much. But anyway, despite it being derivative, despite it, despite the movie. Despite the movie feeling like other movies, this movie is still enjoyable. It's still entertaining. Kristen Stewart is amazing. She's super talented. I haven't watched Twilight, and I probably will. I don't know. But the last movie I saw Kristen Stewart in was Personal Shopper, which was a little movie, but I thought she was really good in that movie. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Actually, like I said, it's not a masterpiece. It's not a perfect movie, but it is. But because we are in the month of January, this is probably the only. So far, this is the only movie that's actually really good. I mean, like I said, it's not perfect. This movie is not perfect, but compared to The Grudge, but compared to other movies like The Grudge, and maybe Like a Boss. Compared to other movies, this is probably the better one when it comes to January 2020. But anyway, that's it. I'm done rambling. I'm done talking. Let me know what you thought about this movie. But yeah, definitely check this movie out. Seriously, check this movie out. If you have the chance, you will not be disappointed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that great stuff. And I will see you in my next video.